Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm AxionEvolved, and today we are going to embark on a pretty massive undertaking. And it all starts with everything you see here. So, you guys know the spiel. I'm just going to hop right into it. And it all has to do with all of this infrastructure. There is so much down here, but we had talked, I believe in the last episode. Don't quote me on that, but we had talked about replacing all of this with eventually long-term geothermals. But for now, I think we're going to make a turbine farm of sorts. And this is going to be something new. I've never done this with Mark IV batteries and conduits, but I've been thinking a little bit about the orientation of things. And I think I'm essentially going to have 7, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 circuits, so to speak, right? Because we have this one too. And I think what I'm going to do, now, to preface this, I could, in theory, link all of these induction chargers up together, you know, with batteries and conduits and stuff. So it's all just one big, I guess, like shared thing. I just don't necessarily like that idea. I don't want it to get too complicated, I guess, if that makes sense. But we are going to kind of group things in a certain way, right? So number one, I'm thinking that all of my smelters are going to be kind of their own little circuit, right? So before I even start any of that, we got to kind of plan out where everything's going to go. And I don't even know if I've honestly cleared everything out. I've cleared it out enough. Okay. So there's a few things again. So we need to put all the Mark IV batteries down. So those are going to go, I'm just going to center them on the induction chargers here. So that'll kind of give us decent spacing, right? Like, so it'll be battery, conduit, 1, 2, 3, conduit, battery, right? So a little bit of space in between, but again, I want to have all of these on their own setup, right? But there's other parts of this that we have to figure out as well. Luckily, well, really, it all has to do with the fuel, right? We got to transport the fuel back and forth. But luckily, we already have it coming to here. So we can just extend this system one way or another and just go from there. So it shouldn't be a big deal. But I'm going to start dismantling everything. So basically everything from here over is going away. So this should be a quick cut for you guys, but a long process for me, and I will see you on the other side. All right. So I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes here. I have been recording this whole time. The whole time I've been getting rid of all this stuff. It took me about 16 minutes of straight clicking to remove everything, but we finally got it done. And the worst part, or the best part, that was only step 1. Now I still gotta build all this stuff out. Okay, so we can I can kind of visualize for you guys the thought process, right? So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna have central batteries, right? Just like that. And we're going to do that on every single induction charger. So they'll end up looking something like this, right? And then we're literally just going to come in and conduit up. Now, I don't think I'm going to put glass in between. I think I'm just going to be careful. Honestly, it's mostly because I can't be bothered to do that right now. Maybe that's a future project. Oh, of course. But for now, I don't want to. I don't want to be down here doing it. Honestly. There's so much building involved in this that I just don't want to do it right now. But something else we need to start planning too is where are we going to put all the turbines? Now, luckily, with 128 range on these conduits comes a lot of possibilities. And I've been thinking The original plan was to put it way out here. Just because we don't kind of really use this area. I'd have to fill in all these gaps, which, you know, is fine. I got enough construction pace, I think. But then I was also wondering, well, what if I put all of this stuff like over here? Because we have all this space, not on this level, of course. But if we go down to kind of like the logistics level, I guess we really don't, honestly. Not at the scale that I'm trying to do. What is this here? This. Well, I guess I didn't really do much, but okay. So yeah, I guess we will have to do them out there, but we've got more than enough space for the fuel to go. And what's really nice, is I can build all these turbines on the ground. I can build them on the ground level, so I don't have to kind of worry about height and all that stuff. The only thing I have to worry about, oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if I don't want to go down one more level. And here's why, right? So let me just get a random block to demonstrate. So if I do this, right? How many blocks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How tall are batteries? 3. How tall are conduits or turbines? Also 3. Now, my ideal setup is something like what I have going on over here, right? Where it's eventually going to be, I mean, this isn't actually, I'm lying. This is not my ideal setup. This is the setup that I'm going to have to do if I don't go down, which is where I have a conduit or a turbine on one side and a turbine on the other and a giant gap in the middle. What I would like to do is have the two turbines separated by only one block. That way, they can share the hopper for the fuel. The problem is, that's a height of 6, and we've only got a height of 5. So perhaps we need to dig this out one row less. So maybe I can get that going, because I think overall that's just going to be so much more helpful, right? And we want to go 6 perhaps. I mean, really, it's height like 2. Okay, I guess the lowest it goes is 4. All right, and let me just say first off, this looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of how this looks with all the batteries. This is getting closer and closer, inching closer to the vision I had when I first started doing all this. It's just really nice to finally see it almost start to take shape. Honestly, I don't know if I have enough conduits, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So, I said I wanted the smelters on their own, let's say, circuit, right? These are going to be kind of independently powered. It's not going to tie in with the rest of this. This is all, let's say this is a production circuit, and these are all transportation circuits, right? So, more or less, it's not a huge deal if they're together or not. But I'm going to try to do this in, I guess, lanes, right? Because making these all... Well, there's a couple reasons why I don't want to hook them all together. The first reason is that's just a lot of work. It's just 2 to 3 times the amount of conduits to interconnect them all. Maybe someday down the road we do that. Right now, no. Secondly, I don't want the conduits to get confused. And they can get confused. So I'm trying to do everything to prevent that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and kind of go down a line. So this battery, that one, and those two. So this will be like one line. This will be another line. Now, luckily, I don't have to worry about spacing or making sure they're all lined up because this is a giant grid that I built anyway. So they'll fit no problem, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hook all these up. Okay, and that was actually not as bad as I thought. I did use about 600 conduit parts to do this all, but they should, I believe they're all connected now. Looks like I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, so that's perfect, honestly. We do need to fill in, or I guess, let's say settle on a location for our stuff here. And we have quite a few holes to fill in. But, I mean, I'm not going to fill this all in right now. I just kind of want to fill in this one part. And I'll kind of do that. This will be like Subway Surfers while an AI voice reads a Reddit story, right? So this general area is going to be all turbines. But again, there's a few things that we need to, I guess, take into account, remember, plan for even while we're doing this. And the first one is, we want to make sure it all kind of lines up. Secondly, I need to make sure that my batteries are in the same plane as each other, because otherwise it's pointless, right? But also, eventually, we want to do geothermal in this area, right? So we're going to have to make a plan, and I think this is actually really nice because there's much less digging to do, this area. So I'm thinking I may start it way out here, because if I'm all the way out here, then there's much less of an issue with digging and overhead clearance and things of that nature, And again, I'm building this in such a way where it should be extendable, right? Because each pair of turbines is going to give us what, 3,700 power per second. And what can conduits transmit? 10,000. So we have what? So 3 sets of turbines should give us more power than we can actually use. So I'm kind of thinking, right? So if I'm looking at this hole that needs to be filled. So if I'm looking at this battery right here, and I come, let's say, to right there, right? So if I have this guy right here, the next thing I need to do is put on some turbines. In fact, do I even have a hot bar for that anymore? Probably not, honestly. Yeah, so let's make a quick hot bar. Let's do F3, I guess. And also, look at the insane amount of parts I have. 1,800 housings and 468 intakes. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had that many. But then at the same time, I guess I've never made this many turbines before in my life either. Okay, so I guess I have a choice. The first choice is make this be the beginning of that system by putting the turbines down. So I guess let me illustrate what I'm thinking about so it all kind of makes sense. Let's have this logistics grommet act as, oh, never mind, I don't have any on me. Okay, this mithril box represents one of those, right? So let's say I've got, turbine. I've got another box with turbine. I've got another battery, turbine, right? So if I'm in a line here, lined up with that, let's say, pretend these are in line with that. The power that I generate to this, well, it doesn't need to go bi-directionally, right? It just needs to go from here to there. So what if I do that, right? One way. I can't quite get 3,600, but with a lens 16, so maybe I can do 3 lenses, right? So if I do 3 lenses, so let's pretend there's a lens there. If I can do 3 lenses, then I'd have to do 6 lenses, right? To account for this battery's power going into this battery. And then, or I guess these turbines production going into this battery. And then these turbines production plus those turbines production into this battery, right? And then by the time I get here, if this is just right there, then we're fine and I can slap the conduit And then the power is flowing one way. Of course, this all goes away once we get the geothermal, because then it'll just be one Mark IV conduit, no big deal. So I think that's maybe what I'm going to do. Because I was trying to think, how do I do this when they're all in a line? And I'm thinking now that I don't actually have to do them with all conduits, right? So let's kind of start seeing how this is going to look, right? So we're going to have there. So now you see why we went up 6, right? Or I guess down 6. Why the 6 height was important. And that's 4. Now, again, there's a couple things we have to deal with. And I like this pathway because none of these are connected. So this is safe. So we have currently... Those look like empties and fulls. Damn, we got a lot of empties. Oh yeah, I forgot I put that hopper there. I've got, what? 148 on me, 700 fuel on me as well. Okay, so we need to just deal with both of those coming in and out, right? So I think the best way to do it, it'll just be, and I'll need to put this on this hotbar. We'll use nanos. And we'll just do, I guess, fulls and empties. And I think I'm going to keep them in that orientation so I know which one's which, right? Okay, so we have that. And then we'll need to come some distance. And what's kind of nice about this, actually, is... Let me get rid of that freeze on inject... Oh, actually, hold on. I think I have a hotbar with all this stuff on it. If I do something like this, I don't even need to power that. It's powered by the turbines. You know what I mean? So, let's come some... I guess... distance that doesn't really matter. In fact, I can just do this. Or do I want a little bit of space? No. Yeah, let's do 3. Arbitrary distance. There's absolutely no reason why I went 3. Other than, you know, I guess looks. How I think it's going to look. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I want this... here. Add only. Because I want to do something similar with the matter movers. God, I love matter movers. I know a lot of people talk about freight carts. Honestly, I have just never actually tried freight carts. Freight carts just seem so complicated. And I bet they're not. But it just made me not even want to try them yet. Because they just seem complicated. Add only. And we'll do that. Okay, so a single line, right? Now, something we're going to have to consider is how we distribute the fuel, right? Because when we have a single feed line, we're going to have... Well, what do we have? We have 7 different lines that we're trying to power, right? And that's another thing that I have to consider. How are we going to power this stuff? How are we going to feed the power into these things? There's going to have to be some kind of relay area. You know what? Maybe that won't be too bad. I can put a conduit here. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to close this up with these. Because what I'm going to propose will kill me. So if I put a conduit there, going to a battery over here or something, then this first line is open. And if I look farther down, there's a line, there's a line, There's a line. This middle, so we got what? So this one would be taken care of. This one would be taken care of. This one. This one. This guy right here would be a problem because it's blocked. This guy's open, that guy's open. And then this far one. So by doing that, we only have a few that we need to kind of route, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. Who knows? Maybe I do some kind of crazy distribution splitter or something. Some kind of distribution setup. Who knows? I mean, we'll figure it out. In fact, why did I do that? That is not right. This is right. Oh. Didn't realize I was so close to the top there. Okay. So here's where, again, we're going to do that. That. Right? And we're going to lens them all out. And again, I don't know if this is honestly better or worse than a conduit. It just seems like a waste of a conduit to do it back here. You know? And then one. There we go. And then the last piece would be conduiting these. And this is one that I do want to get online rather soon. This is the smelters. Linked. Okay. So now we have an interesting dilemma. That dilemma being, what do we do with the fuel coming in and the empties going out? There needs to be, and maybe this area right here is the answer. Let's see here. So we have the power coming from the system, which is not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Am I full of stuff? Of course I am. All right, so if that is the empties, then I need to put a matter mover here, which represents the fulls, or the fulls. Yeah, I guess the fulls. But we don't want to go necessarily right there, or do we? Or does it matter? You know? Let's see. Here, we're going to do this purely for distance calculation. How far can we go? Right here to the edge. Okay. So rather than... Oh, no, you know what? We'll do that. And I'll... Oh, damn, I can't do what I was going to do. What I was going to do... I guess we're going to put it right there. Oh, no. We'll put it right there. Because then I can just power it like that. And really, that's got to go that way. And you got to go away. Okay. So this is where all the empties and the fulls are going to coalesce and figure out how they're going to distribute. So that's going to be full. And that's empty. So the fulls are going to need to distribute themselves. And I think each line is going to have to be responsible for distributing its own stuff. Okay. So I think we're going to do... In fact, do I have... I don't even know. Priority splitters. I kind of want priority splitters. Let's take a look. Or, no, I want... What do I want? I want not priority splitters. Oh, actually, maybe that is right. But I think there's some of the, like a distribution splitter. Let's make, I mean, whatever, 25. Who cares? And then let's throw them on here. Okay. Distributes a specific ratio of input. Which I think that's exactly what I want, right? So then the question becomes, let's think here. If I have 7 lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines. 9 lines. How do I split those 9 lines? Man, let's get rid of this. Let's try to figure this out. So we know that's going to come hit over here, no problem. Right? Once it hits there, like I wonder how well this works, right? Okay, insert delete output A, output B. Okay, so that should be fine, right? If I do this, which should hit that, and it's close enough, then what I can do is, I guess I can go like underground belts. Right? But that seems a little, seems like a anti what I want to do. I guess to be frank. So we just know that for this first one, we want it to hit over there. And then we want, or really, we want that to happen. So this needs power, that needs power. Which, again, probably isn't super difficult, right? Like, that should be plenty. And then this power should just come something like this. Maybe something like that. That could work. And then maybe this does this. My question is, why has nothing come over? Because you're trying to hit. Can you even reach? 25. 25, 37. I mean, that should hit, right? Well, what if I do this? Just give it a little. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to wait a second for it to kind of figure out what it's going to do. So if I actually just put in a full, maybe you like that? Wait, do you actually have something? Does this have something? Attached storage hopper is empty or locked. What's going on here? I would love the end to have something. Are we not producing fuel? What's going on here? Okay. Well, we just saw it kind of work. It's not going to work a lot because it's running on... It's running on limited power for now. Okay, let's just assume that it's going to work. All right. So we have that. We need somehow for empties to go back. And luckily that's easy enough. So we're really stealing a lot of power from this battery, but I think it's fine. That. And then I guess we're going to use glass as kind of our medium here. Dang, that's like... Let's do something like this. I don't think I actually need the battery involved. I just need to do that. And that. There we go. Which means... Oh, you know what? What if I do... Let's think. Let's think. Let's do something like that. Okay, so that'll get enough power. And then that can hit that, which will come the front face here. Which then we can put that and that. I think that works. Personally. What if I juice this thing up a little bit? What happens? Let's see. Yes. Yes. Okay, I see some power transmitting. Okay, so it has an empty. I didn't put the matter mover on the front because why would I? Okay. So if we get an empty in here, then we know that that system's working. Right? And we got all three of these running. That's a good sign. I want to get rid of that. That sounds so crazy. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if that's coming through very well, but it sounds crazy. Okay. In order to really get this system going, though, we need to get this guy up. Okay. So something else that I keep forgetting. We have to do add and remove permissions for the empties. But I believe we have an empty in there. So now the next, I guess, item on the to-do list, right? Let's get rid of those. We need to run another one of these. And it'll go, let's say, there. Right? Thusly. And we got to kind of just do this whole thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what we want. Oh, that'd be great if it was lined up with that. Well, I guess it just is what it is, huh? We'll do that. We'll do that. And then we want to Beam it in. So now we'll need to power that. And of course, what if I do this, actually? I wonder if those will share. I wonder. And the whole reason I did that is because I need to steal power. So we'll get some glass. We'll run it out. We'll run it down. We'll see. Oh, okay. I also need to make sure that these are always set to overflow. T, allow overflow, yes. Allow overflow, yes. Okay, so it's not, of course, it's not getting power yet. Because why would it? Let's make these add and remove. Before I give this power, make sure it's all set up correctly. All right, and then we're going to do kind of the same deal where this is going to hit something over here. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because I'm trying to solve these problems, right? So we're going to do this again. Right? That's just empties. But that'll also get those empties. And then all I'm going to do is do, let's say, that and that. And now, I think if I just feed this and kind of get the system going. Let's see. I should eventually start making power. Yes. Saturate. Yes. Yes. Okay, I just saw some empties matter move. Holding a high energy composite fuel. Is this full? Does this have fuel? It does not. So you're holding. Okay, so it just got. Are you? Oh yeah, you're holding for now. But with this one powered, and this one's kind of like the linchpin of the whole system, right? It looks like we're able to send and receive everything we need. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we have the starts of our power system going. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot going on. They're filling up their buckets quite a bit. We're not quite at our 1800 power per second yet, but it's getting there. But I think I'm going to call it an episode here, guys. Let's call this like a part 1 of 2 because there's still quite a bit. Excuse me. There's still quite a bit I need to do logistics-wise to kind of make this all work. But I think this is a great proof of concept. So, thank you all so much. I hope you're enjoying it. Again, give a follow. I'm going to start maybe streaming some of this stuff too. So, follow my Twitch. Link should be in the description. It's a good time there. You know, it's chill. It's a way to interact with me a little bit more directly than this. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much. And we'll see you in the next one.